Hello, everyone. I'm Sir Joel de la Cruz, Master Teacher 1 from Buenaventura, Alandy National High School, Schools Division of Tayabas City. Allow me to thank the organizers of this 2021 International Conference on Technology, Language Education, and Culture, to the President and CEO of Beyond Books Publication, Dr. Yunilo Capulso, and to the co-convener and president of Colorado Global Schools, Ma'am Shinette Gonzalez Cunanan, to my co-speakers, both in the national and international schools, to our participants and presenters, and also to our viewers, a pleasant afternoon to everyone. So my topic is restructuring educational leadership, addressing dilemmas and conflicts in times of pandemic. As COVID-19 swept through the nation, it created an unprecedented crisis with momentous challenges for educational institutions, both private and public schools all over the world. Further, complicating COVID leadership response and foundational to work of school leaders at this time was the emergence of national unrest. So to start with, let us first define what is educational leadership. So educational leadership is a combined process that utilizes the forces, knowledge, and talents of teachers, parents, and the students with the goal of improving not just the quality of education, but also the education system itself. Meaning to say that educational leadership is a collaboration both of the schools and the stakeholders. The purpose and actual processes of educational leadership includes the following. Number one is to guarantee academic success through process, training, and material improvements. As a school leaders, we are or we should be capable of maximizing the use of our resources, especially now that we are facing adversities in COVID-19 pandemic. Second is aspire to maintain a responsive, healthy, and safe learning environment. Of course, even we are distant from schools, our students are learning in their respective homes. We should ensure that they are still having a safe learning environment. The third one is create a vision of academic success for all students, regardless of socioeconomic levels or economical levels, meaning to say that all our students, regardless of their economic status, should be given priority. So we should address the issues and concerns arising from their homes and even if they have concerns in the schools. The fourth one is to delegate responsibility to everyone involved. As a school leaders, we should delegate the task to all our teaching personnel, the non-teaching personnels, and the likes. So in order to maximize the full potential of the schools and to ready everything and also that is needed. So in order to deliver the quality of education in all phases. So the fifth one is improved the curriculum content and its instructional methods. So since we are now in times of pandemic, and the mode of communication and instructions are put in an online platforms. Others are using um, the modular distance learning, but we have to ensure that the curriculum is anchored on the issued memorandum or the DepEd orders in the Department of Educations, or the body that issued such memorandums in order for the schools to follow such. So in this time of pandemic, so we are facing a lot of challenges in terms of writing content of our modules and our self-learning modules and the likes. So it is important for the school leaders to ensure that there is a refined and clear curriculum to be used by the teachers and the students. The sixth purpose and actual process in educational leadership is education systems obtain and adopt current management tools and techniques. So we have to be adaptive on the changes, and as we are having transitions in the mode of teaching delivery, so and we are adapting to the use of technologies in order to communicate with our learners, and of course with our stakeholders, including the parents and the local governments, and to have a collaboration in the delivery of the education in times of pandemic. So then we have also these are the academic leaders' jobs. One is they are charged with restructuring their systems, ensuring instructional quality while operating with significantly diminished resources. So as a school leaders, we are tasked to maximize the available resources at hand. And of course, by tapping our stakeholders to help us in realizing our goals and objectives. The second one is promoting social justice and equity as the practices and outcomes for schooling at any level. Of course, we have to be compassionate, and we have to address the issues, concerns facing our learners, our teachers, and the parents also. We have to give them the immediate feedback as regards to their concerns, so that we can actually have a smooth flow of the delivery of the teaching and the learning for our students. The third one is address dilemmas and conflicts, such as the institutional challenges, changing institutional policies and practices, and declining resources. So as educational leaders, we have to take into considerations those dilemmas and conflicts that confronts us, and give the best solutions and that we think would suit to address such problems. And another one is transition to digital learning. Of course, most of the schools, especially private schools, are turning or shifting into digital learning, and just to have the continuity of the educations. And of course, with the support from the government, so we are capable of realizing our desired goals of delivering quality education despite that we are facing with pandemic. So the other one is canceled events. So school leaders are challenged with um, those events that are on hold. So we are not capable of conducting such events for our learners. But we can make ways on which we can still provide virtual events that would capture the interest of our learners. Next is shifting instruction online. So most of the schools are using different platforms in order to give instructions to our students and open our communication with them so that they can feel that they are guided while they are away from the school. Then another is modifying schools' policies and procedures. Of course, we have to adhere with the policies and also that are issued by the department so that we are able to craft a contextualized rules, procedures, and policies in our level so that it will address the needs of our learners. Next one, we have significant budget reduction. So this is commonly the big problems of every schools, both in public and private, that they have reduced budget because of some instances or circumstances that are uncontrollable. So we have to make ways on which we can still address such problem in lacking of financial support in the delivery of the education. And then we have the long-term impacts of pandemic on students and school employees. Of course, our students, parents, and teachers have this problems and or issues. So they have encountered or experiencing stress and anxiety, so and the likes during this time of pandemic. So as a school leaders, and we should capacitate or give them positive mental aid, and also by way of conducting mental health awareness and other related activities that will maintain the sanity of our teachers and students. And then to address the dilemmas and conflicts in education, so our education leaders must focus on transforming institutional and departmental policies and practices toward improved outcomes for faculty, staff, and the students within the educational system. So it is a must for every school leaders to have a concrete plan for everyone in the educational system. So of course, with the help of our teachers and the stakeholders, we can have or we can realize a concrete plan of delivering quality education to our learners. The second one is to recognize the need for systemic change and set priorities, invest time, effort, and political capital toward marshaling the necessary resources to measurably and culturally transform their departments. Of course, we have, as a school leaders, we must look into how we are going to have change in the um, old um, old ways or our old practices into a new one, and which will give our department or deliver the appropriate plans and priorities for our schools, and of course for the benefit of our learners. Another is coordinating human resources, professional learning, and enrollment management. So all these embedded in the educational plan crafted by all school leaders, both in the public and private educational sector. So with the help of our human resources and our human forces in the within the educational system, so we can possibly create a viable and flexible learning plan for the benefit of our students. Next one is apply a relevant available data and well understood institutional policy and practices. So with this, and our educational leaders should have a plan also with the data and the collection of data, or how they will as a basis, or this will be a baseline for the school leaders to improve the processes in the teaching and learning delivery. Another is balancing the ambiguity and anxiety created by uncertainty, self and communal interests, transparency and conflict, and problem framing and solution finding. As school leaders, we have to be holistic. So we should give or address the problems that are encountered by our teachers, by the students, and the parents. So as school leaders, we should be we should be a problem resolver, and so we have to give time and find solutions on the problems that arises along the way. So, and then as school leaders, we have also to look to models of support that focus on empathy and extending compassion in the face of difficulty and uncertainty. So meaning, we as human beings have experiences, difficulties, and a lot of challenges, especially in the time of pandemic. So as school leaders, we should be compassionate, and also we have to give considerations to our teachers and as to their physical, their mental, emotional, and psychological aspects. And then the other one is to consider not only the present, but the short and long-term future as they seek ways to support and represent faculty and students. Of course, as a school leaders, what we do is for our clients and our students. So the long effect of this COVID-19 pandemics should be addressed by giving support to our learners in any way that our school can provide to them. And then consider not only the ways in which institutional policy and practice is impacted, but also consider how our departmental mission might be reconsidered and restructured. So as educational leaders, we have to also revisit the mission, vision, goals and objectives and of our institutions. So if it is still relevant at present time to address the needs of the whole educational system. And the last one is to reflect on their work and ways in which they cope within the complex challenges it includes. So it's very important that in everything we do, we reflect on the things that we've done so that we can uh, inculcate and improve um, on improve something on the processes along the way. So I hope with this short discussion, I am able to give you some important informations that will help our school leaders in managing their respective station. So to end my presentation, let me share to you a quotation, which is coined by John Maxwell, that leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. Once again, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for sharing with you this topic on educational leadership in addressing conflicts and dilemmas in times of pandemic. So once again, a pleasant afternoon to each and every one of you. I hope you learn from my discussion. Thank you very much and mabuhay.